What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and we're back with my own personal teams for this upcoming treasure map against Sanji. So of course we already have our accessible team video if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, which utilizes a lot less summonable characters. Definitely go ahead and check it out. I'm sure it will help some of you guys out in some way, shape or form if you guys want just a couple of ideas about what you can be doing for team building for this upcoming event. But now that we've pulled on the treasure map Sugo Fest successfully pulled, I might add, if you guys haven't checked out our pools, you should definitely go ahead and do it. But let's go ahead and see what we've got cooking up for this current treasure map. So let's go ahead and start things off with the first boss against Nami. So of course, with the Nami fight, the first fight in most treasure maps, we get cooldown on all characters, so there's no specific reason to bring one character over another for any reason. But for Battle 3, there's going to be paralysis. Luckily, Izo and Okiku can resist it. Our top and bottom row slots become block, which normally would be an issue, but there's also going to be slot bind to the middle row, and also there's going to be 4 turns of damage threshold that we'll have to deal with. And there is also an effect that when you actually kill the boss Nami, that she's going to do 50,000 damage to your crew. One of the key units in this fight is going to be Karina. Karina's special ability changes adjacent slots into matching that goes through block slots, which is great. So it means that both Zoro and also Karina herself will get a matching slot because of the VV support that we have attached to her. So we have our Psy characters with Psy slots against the Int boss Nami. Then we'll also have the 3.5 times chain lock from the Izo and Okiku. We'll have an orb boosting effect from Carrot and Wanda, a 2.5 times orb boost, which is pretty substantial. And with all of that alone, we should be able to get around it. And also the fact that Karina gets rid of the damage threshold, she also provides 70% damage reduction, so when we kill Nami, we can tank that hit. So Karina is a phenomenal rare recruit for this fight that makes it a lot easier. And of course, we can use Izo and Okiku to wave clear stages. We can use Baccarat to wave clear a stage, which is why I've brought her specifically. But overall, nothing really too crazy, but should be able to get through without too many issues. But, you know, obviously, I'm trying to aim for speed teams. So if I find a team that is faster, I'll probably opt for that at some point. Moving on now to the second fight versus Brook. Now, this is a team where we want to bring Fighter Slasher and Cerebral. Those are the characters that receive -5 cooldown. Now, we're going to be using Zorojiro, the V2 or V3 Zoro, should I say, Super Type Zoro as our captain. As his Super Type special we can use to wave clear the first 2 stages, and because we have Hiyori as a crewmate on our team, that will activate the Super Type special, which is great. Then we reach the final boss stage. There's going to be 6 turns of threshold. The rare recruit Shinobu gets around that. We have all type slots counted as badly matching, which normally is an issue, but having Hiyori to change all of our slots into Wano, as well as getting around 7 turns of despair, is going to be fantastic. And then with the rest of our sockets, we can get rid of the despair completely, those 10 turns that we get dealt. There's also going to be special reverse. Luckily, we have the Toki free-to-play character that can give us the special reverse. And then we've also got Sasaki, just because he is an attack booster for our crew. Nothing really too crazy overall. So nothing too amazing, but, you know, it's just a simple team, speed team, as well as having the appropriate characters to get around the content. The third Battle Rush boss against Robin, who is a Psy character, so we ideally want to be bringing a full Int team, which is exactly what we're doing here. We're using Luffy as the main captain because we can use his Super Type special to wave clear the first 2 stages, and considering we have a full team of Straw Hats, it's not going to be a problem in getting the activation requirements active. On the final stage, we get block slots. Luffy's special can get around that, although you could also use Brulee's support, which I am using right now, on the Legend Chopper, and yes, you can get more points by using Chopper as a captain, but I do prefer the speed farming. It makes playing the actual content a little less annoying, a little bit more bearable by using speed farming shenanigans. Now, there is going to be bind, 9 turns of bind on the left-hand side of the team, which is why we do have Chopper. His special will remove that. Then we also get given chain coefficient reduction, and we need to make sure that our chain multiplier exceeds 2.5, otherwise we don't have any attack. Now, luckily, we do have the Halloween Hancock support attached to Luffy, which means that we're inflicted with chain coefficient reduction. We have her support, which can provide us with a 2.75 chain lock. So when we reach the final stage, all we really need to activate is the Chopper special and the Luffy special and just kill. And that's going to be enough damage to get through that stage without any problems. Though we do need to get around attack down, so I guess, yeah, we do have to activate Brook's special as well, which does kind of suck. But at the end of the day, it's going to do a lot of damage, and probably don't have to change this throughout the entire duration of the treasure map. Now we get to the most difficult Battle Rush boss versus Chopper. So Dex, Sai, and Int receive cooldown on this fight. Battle 3, unfavorable slots, paralysis, burn, special reverse, and then there's also a Sai slot barrier. So lots to take into consideration here. We have Brûlé support on Luffy, and then with the specials of both Luffy and Frankie activated, all of the cooldowns will be completely ready to go. I am aiming to use the Zoro and Sanji super type effect to wave clear the first 2 stages. Fantastic way to do that. Then we also got Jinbei to get around the burn and the paralysis because the boss does revive, so getting around that burn is going to be nice. Jinbei is fantastic here because he also provides you with a conditional boost, which will activate because the enemy only has a delay immunity, not a defense down immunity. When the enemy does revive, you will see that he actually binds your captain, but if you have Luffy as your sub, when you use his special, he becomes the captain. He's going to be the one that gets binded, which means that, you know, at the end of that turn, he'll become the sub again because he only becomes the captain for 1 turn. So that's going to be great for us so that we'll actually get a captain effect to activate. And the boss does become Int rather than Dex, so we can use the special ability of Katakuri to change the block slots that is given to us on defeat so that we can change them into matching, also providing us with an additional attack boost. Alternatively, you have a secondary Zoro and Sanji, you can use their special as well. Ultimately, this team is not going to have a problem in terms of clearing it, but in terms of speed, there isn't really going to be a speed team for this fight, at least not to my knowledge. Just considering all of the different gimmicks that you have to take into consideration, you have to activate lots of specials to get around all of these gimmicks, which is a little bit of a downside, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to get through the content, and this is what I've got, and shouldn't have any issues in this content with this particular team. Alright, now we get to the final boss against Luffy. Strength, Dex, and Int will be receiving cooldown, and on Battle 1, there's going to be top row paralysis given to us, but if you have Uta as a captain, you're not going to have to worry about the paralysis or any special reverse that may happen in this content. On Battle 2, there's going to be block slots, 5 turns of a chain lock, really nasty chain lock, as well as your attack will be reduced if your chain is below 3. And that is a big problem. So at least Zoro, with his special, he removes the chain lock that is given to you, and he provides you with a I think it's a 3.5, I think it might be 3.25 chain lock. It is a 3.25 chain lock for 3 turns. So ideally, I am going to be using double, or at least Zoro as a friend captain, and then Zoro as our own sub-units to provide us with the most amount of points that we can get. And then for that particular stage, I don't really have an answer for getting around block slots on Battle 2. That is going to be relatively difficult. I do have this support of Hiyori, which is attaching to Zoro, and it says that when they use their special, it will change the supported character's block or unfavorable slot into matching, so at least Zoro himself will have a matching slot on Battle 2, but the rest of the crew is going to have block slots, so I haven't really figured out a way around that, because this is the highest point boosting team you can currently use on the fight versus Luffy, and I kind of want to maintain that, but we'll see how things progress throughout the treasure map. Then we reach Battle 3. So Battle 3, there's going to be block slots, there's going to be special bind, there's going to be burn. There is delay immunity, and you have to hit 4 perfects to pierce his barrier, and there's also going to be resilience. So luckily for us, the special bind, we can actually remove it with ulti special. Ulti's really great, she gets rid of special bind, she gets around attack down as well. There is no attack down inflicted to us here, but she's really, really good for that. Then the block slots, we have the Jinbei to give us a full board of slots, we have the Frankie to get around the resilience, and of course Uta would have been activated on Battle 1, so by this stage we will have Uta's boosts still active, which is going to give us enough damage to straight up clear the final boss, usually without too many issues. You won't have to worry about the burn, because we should be clearing on the first turn. There is no revive to our knowledge, so we shouldn't have to worry about removing that burn altogether. But overall, a bit of a weird one, but Battle 2 is definitely going to be an issue with those block slots, and not too many characters you can really fit into the team that you can use to remove it. You can definitely run a lower point boosting team in order to get around that, but I'd rather not do that. But we'll see how things go and see if we come up with any ideas as time progresses. Then we've got the Sanji Intrusion to finish things up, and this one is going to be a lot easier than the Luffy fight. So you've got the Fighter Powerhouse and Free Spirit characters receiving cooldown. Once again, there is going to be an interruption you have to worry about. Just don't use an attack or an ore boosting effect throughout the entire duration of the Sanji Intrusion. So ideally, use an Uta friend captain, use their special ability. You won't have to worry about the interrupts occurring. But on Battle 2, there's going to be a slot barrier. You have to hit him with 5 int slots in order to pierce that barrier. The treasure map rare recruit Jinbei is perfect here because he actually changes all of your slots into matching through block, and he removes the barrier for you. Jinbei is such a broken rare recruit. Then you've got the 5 turns of Threshold, and I'm pretty sure that the Zora gets around the threshold as well as provides us with that chain locking once again. And then on the final stage, there's going to be special reverse, but it's only to the top row. But once again, Uta as a captain in general is going to resist that. And then there's going to be increased defense, but Frankie can also remove that too. So overall, Sanji's are way more straightforward than what you would have to deal with on Luffy. But if you don't have, you know, the Jinbei rare recruit, then definitely Battle 2 is going to be an issue. We talked about one particular way you can get around it on the more accessible team video. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, definitely go check it. But overall, this is going to be another really high point boosting team that should be able to give us a lot of points on this treasure map. Definitely looking forward to this one. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think we're going to see a lot of people grinding this one, but we'll see how things go overall. But pretty happy with the team. Just hopefully it performs well. With all of that being said, that's going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.